Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mask and Cowl. I'm Justin, that's my brother Ben, and today we're here to talk about more nerdy
Hello.
stuff. Uh, well, for one thing, we definitely are going to be talking about Now You See Me, Now You Don't. We both saw that over the past 2
Finally
days.
named the right thing. They got it on the third one.
You got.
They didn't even do it for the
Oh, I
second.
guess yeah, you're right. For Now You See Me Too, they just added a two to the end of it, didn't they?
They got ridiculed so hard
Is
for
that
it.
what
I
they
think for
was
this
that
third
was
one.
that the name of it?
Yeah, it was Now You See Me Too. It was
Okay,
Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too, and then it was just like, all right, we're not making the same mistake because
gotcha.
they got ridiculed so hard. Anyway,
Okay,
you
so
go ahead.
we'll talk about that. Before we get into that though, is there anything else you want to talk about with like the openings and all that? Anything or anything you want to open up the discussion with before we get into Now You See Me? I think that'll be like the big discussion today.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really have much else. I know as it's coming up to Thanksgiving, I kind of just maybe we just go over, what movies we watched recently. Besides that, I know you're watching Stranger Things. We talked on that last one.
Yep, I have not watched
But
any more since the last episode. I'm gonna
yeah,
do that
I
after
watched.
this recording.
I've watched a few. One of them I watched last night, The Hateful Eight. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's a
Is
cute
that a
teen
Quentin
film.
Tarantino movie? Yeah, yeah,
Tarantino,
yeah.
yeah,
That's probably
yeah.
my favorite
Uh,
of his. I'm not a big fan of Tarantino, to be honest. I like that movie
Me
though.
neither.
I think it was pretty good.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big Tarantino guy, but that movie was pretty good.
I haven't
I
seen
was
a lot of
surprised.
his movies though, to be honest. Like I don't know, they just don't interest me a lot.
I've seen Kill Bill. I've seen Once
I
Upon a Time in Hollywood. I saw that.
think
I've
I
seen
have that, but I haven't
Django.
watched it. I need to watch Django.
I
That one does look
I
pretty
think
appealing.
okay, so Django I think is actually better than Hateful Eight.
Okay, I could believe it.
Um, yeah, it's tough because I think Hateful Eight as a story is probably better, but it doesn't have the storybook ending. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you remember the Hateful Eight, like the
Yeah,
ending, how they kind of all die.
that
Sorry,
makes sense.
spoilers for the movie that came out like 10 years ago,
That makes
but
sense. Yeah,
um, yeah, I don't know.
gotcha. Okay. Um, let's see. One thing.
I think another
One.
thing we got to do is talk about Phase One because I know we brought that up
Oh
last
yeah.
time,
All right. Well,
and
yeah.
I
We'll
don't think
talk
we
about
got to
some
talk
phase
about
one. Maybe we'll wrap up the end with phase one. That'll be good. Um,
it. Yeah.
I did. We opened last time talking about the Game Awards were upcoming. I know that's more of a me thing, but I did just want to mention. I noticed today is the 15th. It's a Saturday, and they announced the nominations are coming out on Monday, which is a big deal. Those who know will know. I know you aren't super privy to that, but if you're on a podcast with me, you'll get more familiar with it. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get exposure.
Yeah, excited for that. We'll see what it is. It's a really hard. There's like at least 7 or 8 there's 6 for the game of the year. All the other nominations, they're gonna be cool, like the other awards and stuff like that. It'll be cool or whatever. But I think the big contention every year is like what games are gonna be the top 6 that get nominated for the game of the year, and like which ones are
Hmm.
gonna be. So the nominations are gonna come out on Monday. So that'll be a pretty cool development. I think the winner, like the shoe in for nomination, is definitely Expedition 33. That's probably going to win.
Yeah, you
But
talked about that last time, I think.
outside of
Is
that,
that so? You said there's 6 nominated. You're
yeah,
saying?
for Game of the Year, there's 6. There's like 2 or 3. The last 2 or 3 awards have 6 nominations. Everything else has 5 for some reason.
Gotcha.
My best guess is probably it's going to be Expedition 33, Silk Song, which is a Hollow Knight. You might have heard of Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight 2. It's Hollow Knight sequel. People are saying Hades. I would like for Hades 2 to come in to get in, but I don't know. It's been in early access for a year, so I feel like some of the hype has died down, but that could be in there. Personally, I'm hoping that a game called Blueprints gets in. That's a really fun game. It was really early in the year. It was definitely a shoe in early, but it's just been it's been a really strong year since then. We got Death Stranding 2, which is probably going to get in. Ghost of Yote might get nominated. Like Expedition 33 is going to win. Donkey Kong Bonanza, the Nintendo pick, is going to be in probably.
Not to not sound ignorant, but that ghost one, is that supposed to be the next to the ghost of her of
Tsushima.
I don't want to say that name wrong. Yeah, Tsushima. I almost said something else.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. It is the sequel. It's not. Like it's made by the same people. It's like in the
It's
same
not a joint
timeline.
story.
Yeah, they're not. I'm sure that they're. I haven't played Yote. I haven't finished Tsushima. I kind of fell off it about a third of the way through, I think. Um,
I hear
but
that's one of the best ever.
a lot of people like it. I don't know. I need to go back and finish it at some point. It just didn't. It got a little repetitive for me, I think.
Mm.
But
Gonna get hate for that
yeah, but
from the
yeah,
five people that watched it.
yeah from the 5 people who see this. But that's fine. They can hate me. That's fine. But yeah, Yote has been kind of divisive because it's like it takes place like there's like a big time jump. It's like a whole new character or whatever, but it's in the same like timeline and world and everything like that, and so it has a lot of crossover stuff with it, I guess, or whatever. I don't. I have a feeling of any of the ones I mentioned, that's probably not gonna make it. Maybe Blueprints. Maybe that and Blueprints. There's Split Fiction. Would be another good nominee, I think, but I don't know. It's probably gonna be very indie heavy. Anyway, so I think we'll have more to talk about once those nominees actually come out. I'll go in and like vote. I'll say what the nominees are probably next week or whatever. But we'll find out. Actually, when this comes out, we'll figure it out. I gotta figure out the release timings for these. But yeah,
Split
so
Fiction.
this will probably
I
be.
think I've seen. Is that the Split Fiction the one that it'll be like it's like co-op?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I almost said Take Two.
I think I've seen
It's not
gameplay for
Take
that.
Two. I'm blanking right now. What is that company? They almost always have something at the Game Awards. EA. Hazelight. Takes Two. Yeah, It Takes Two was the other game they made. That one actually won Game of the Year a few years ago. I think 2021. But yeah, Hazelight Studios. That's what they do. They make these games that are co-op games that you're meant to play either like couch co-op or online with like one person, and it's like a 2-player co-op story. Me and Emily got about halfway through Split Fiction. So we're working on that one, but that one's very good. I hope that one gets nominated. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a really been a really good year for games. There's a lot of contenders. There's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I did not play, but it was really early on. That one might be a strong contender. I don't know. We'll find out. But I think it'll be much more interesting once it
I'm
actually comes
assuming
out.
for the game awards, it's the same situation with any of the movie awards. It's like if you were released in the Feb to June area, Feb to May or whatever, that area, like by the time the awards come around, they're usually, they don't win nearly as much as if they had released a month before the awards,
It depends.
Is that the case?
There's a cutoff. It can be anything that released since the last cutoff. So I forget when the cutoff is. It's sometime in November, I think, because the Game Awards is on December. So the cutoff for each year is sometime mid-November, I think. Actually, it might be early November because the nominees or everything are being tallied now and stuff. So it's probably either like the beginning of November or early November. But that's when they have the cutoff, and then after that point, anything that comes out is eligible for next year, but it's probably not gonna. You have to be like crazy good. Like last year, there was an Indiana Jones game that came out for Xbox.
Oh yeah,
And
was that good?
I didn't play it, but I want to. Apparently, it was really good. But it's just been so long, and it's been such a stacked year that I doubt it'll get any nods. But it came out in like last November or December, so it's just been so long. On the other hand, GTA just got delayed till next November, so if that doesn't I don't think that's making the cutoff. I think that's going to be a 2027 Game Awards prospect, and that actually, depending on how good that ends up being, that might be. I don't know. I think GTA's are overrated, but that's like the most anticipated game of all time or whatever. The most anticipated like media drop thing of all time at this point. It's ridiculous. So
It's just because it's a meme now, honestly.
yeah. I don't get it. I think I've played like an hour or two total of GTA's combined. That's just not my thing. But yeah, you might like them because you like Red Dead. Red Dead to me is like the same thing, but with cowboys. It's made by the same people.
Well, I want a good story.
Apparently, the GTA's have good stories.
All right, well,
Yeah.
but as you said, it's cowboy. Like, I'd say 75 to 80% of the appeal of Red Dead is the fact that it's cowboys for me.
I guess.
And it's so
I'm
good.
so picky
Yeah,
with my cowboys. I'm not a big fan of cowboy stuff in general, like Western stuff, unless I
love it.
particularly happen to really like it. Like I was talking to our other brother the other day about this, and we were talking about we were reminiscing about we were talking about Red Dead actually, and the same complaints came up about, well, not complaints, but like just nitpicks about like I'm not big into cowboy stuff unless it's I did like Alias Smith and Jones, that old show back
That's
in
a
the
great
day.
show. That's probably my favorite cowboy show, to be honest. I think about that sometimes. I'm like,
That's
what it would I put over it? And I don't
from
know if I
there.
have
I
one.
have one. I do have one.
Is it Magnificent Seven?
It is the
Yeah.
that specific like not the original, not the movies,
The TV show.
that TV
The
show
early
with
2000s TV show.
yeah, was that 2000? I don't remember when that came out, but yeah,
Late
that
90s.
yeah,
Late
yeah,
90s
that's
TV
exactly with the
show.
Ron Perlman. That's the only person I can remember
How did,
who was in it.
when
But
you
yeah,
look back at
it was
that,
so good.
I didn't realize how stacked that cast is, but like Michael Biehn and Ron Perlman, how did you keep those guys? Like those guys alone had such star power at that point. I mean, Michael Biehn was in like The Terminator and Aliens, and I don't know. He was just in a lot. I didn't realize how much of a star he was until I get older and I see these movies from the 90s, and I'm like, oh dang, that cowboy guy that I thought was like kind of cool. He was
Oh yeah,
actually in
Laurie Holden was
a
in
lot
it
of.
too. She was the blonde. Yeah, it has so
Yeah.
many people. It was a great show though.
It was. I mean, I obviously everybody's gonna not to get on a whole tangent, but there's gonna be things that you're like, I don't really like that. I don't really like that. But there's 7 characters. You're gonna like something. Like
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna like
and
a lot of
everyone's just
stuff.
so like everyone kind of fits like a niche. So like you're gonna
Yeah.
have like 2 or 3 that really kind of vibe with you, and the rest of them are just kind of like, whatever, they're
Yeah.
there or whatever.
I'm not into the whole front man leader. I'm into more the goofy guy. Oh, Buck. Buck's my guy.
Buck was
Or like
good.
I'm more the. Well, I'm just saying like, or I'm more the suave, smooth.
Oh yeah,
Dog
my
of
favorite.
Ezra.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Ezra.
gonna say
It's
Ezra
gotta
was
be
my
Ezra.
favorite. I still remember like where he put the playing card up on the wall and he shot it. And he like had a trick where he'd shoot all 6 bullets into the playing
Eight.
card
Yeah,
into
6
the
bullets,
ace,
yeah.
and then like to win a bet or something, and then he like goes away, and then they realize, wait a minute, there's only 1 bullet in there. Like the rest of them were blanks. So it's just
Yeah.
it's just such
Not
a
to.
cool dude.
I don't know if we're gonna have a better transition than talking about playing cards, and that I guess that is somewhat
Okay,
of a magic
for
trick.
sure. Yeah, we can go ahead and we can transition into the the main
Unless
meal
you had
as
anything
it
more
were.
to add to the whole. I don't know if you were talking about
The
or
Game
go
Award
into
stuff?
anything else.
No, I just
No,
no.
or if that cowboy point or whatever.
No, we were
Um,
just talking about GTA and that rolled into
yeah.
Red Dead and Cowboys. So no, we're good. We can we'll use this butchered at this point segue to go into.
So Ezra did a magic card trick, basically shooting blanks
No,
to
yeah,
a magic card.
yeah, you
You know what else uses a magic card?
sure. Now you see me, now you don't. So we're gonna start off here with we're both gonna give it a
Score?
score out of 10.
Wait. Let me prep mine. I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I gave it a lot of thought. I saw it last night. You saw it sometime
On a
today, I
scale-
think. From
On
1
the
to
count
10.
of 3. On a scale 1 to 10, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, 7 out of 10.
7.5. Oh, I like this
I'm-
slightly
listen.
more. Okay.
I'm kind of with you.
Okay. I'm not
Let me-
gonna lie.
let me-
I when I walked out, I thought I might give it an 8, but then I compared it to the other 8s this year, because it has like major issues. Don't get me wrong, and we'll talk about that. And we should save the spoilers for the end. Towards the
that's
discussion, we'll do a tag or whatever. But like, it has major issues that really detract from it. But there's like some really good stuff in this.
There
So-
is. So I think this movie, like, there's a lot of good stuff. There is. I think this is really a 6 or a 6.5. I'm being honest here. But my entertainment and the way like just how much I love the franchise bumped it to a 7 for me.
Yeah.
That's why I gave it a 7. But I can be talked into a 7.5. The reason why I don't give it a 7.5 is I look at the first one. I give the first one a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, first one is like this is the worst of the three, right? You agree?
Yes.
Okay, it is,
Yes.
and it's
The second
kind of
one is
clearly
an
a step down. Like,
Yeah, the second one is an 8 out of 10, and then this one I think was in that 7.5.
yeah, yeah, I would agree. I would
I'm
agree.
really curious to get your thoughts in the spoiler section about certain things.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there's certain there's one aspect of it that I realized at the end that like probably bumped it up a whole point for me. Maybe not, maybe half a point. There's
are you
one
talking about something that
aspect.
happens at the end?
There's an aspect about one character that I realized was like an overall like thematic twist that like
I'll have to
they
get your
don't reference, but like I
I'll have
kind
to
of
get your
realized
thoughts
it.
on
So
it.
yeah, we'll talk about that when we get in
Maybe
towards
I
the
didn't
end.
realize it because that might bump it up for me. Anyway,
I don't remember. Is the cast is the cast and which characters are in it? Is that a spoiler? Would you say that's a spoiler for like which cast returning characters and everything? I
I
know
think
some of them are.
I think two of them, a specific two, don't mention.
Okay.
Um, but
Um, you took
there's
the
obviously
one that you're talking about. I know one that you're talking about has to do with a puzzle near the end.
okay.
That's one of the ones you're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other one,
Has to do with I'm not let's just talk about let's just talk
does the other
about
one start a fire? Does the other one start a fire? Is that,
yes.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Then we're thinking about this. I don't know if those two people are. I don't know if they were like in trailers or anything because I stayed away from the trailers. I didn't watch any of the trailers.
To be honest, I did too, and the trailers didn't show up much. And so that's why here's another aspect of it is I walked in like I'm literally telling Francis, I'm like, I know it's gonna suck. I know it is.
I
But I
was.
wanted to. I miss these movies.
Oh
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
watch it,
I can't wait for this to come
and
out
that's
so I can watch it some
and I
more.
think that's why I liked it better than a 6.5, is because of that fact.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was just like, you know what? That actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I'll say like you kind of put that in my head. I assumed it wasn't gonna be good, but also you had talked about that last time about how you thought it wasn't gonna be good. Or whatever, and you were a little scared about that.
It had all
and
the
then
makings
when I
of
went
a
in
bad
there,
movie.
that first like the opening scene with that
I was
show.
immediately in.
Oh, I was
immediately in.
like, this feels good, this feels right, but it feels off. Like I'm like, there's something off about the vibe to this, and it worked.
You can't.
It worked
Yeah.
for the reasons or whatever. Like they had a
We're gonna
reason,
go into some
and that
spoilers.
paid off good. I liked that, but it did feel off, and I was like, something is off about that, and so that was really good.
So overall, let's just speak, I guess, general before we get into spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
The plot of this movie is not very contrived. I guess I could say it's like a magic trick where, like, there's a lot of flash, there's a lot of things where there's a twist, but it's honestly very simple. It's kind of in your face.
A lot of the
plot
stuff
is-
I kind of figured out before they did it.
Yeah.
Especially the big
Yeah.
final thing, I figured out like where the story, the overall trick and everything was going before it happened. I still liked it. It paid off.
You probably got it before me. I got it like 2 seconds before.
Oh, okay. I did.
And I kind of felt like I'm an idiot.
But
Yeah,
there-
I would say the plot was mid. It was a mid plot.
I feel also the villain was awful.
That's the worst part of the movie.
Yes, by
Worst part of
far.
the movie.
By far.
If they had fixed the villain, I think this becomes on par with 8. Because guess what? 8's villain
You talking about 2?
wasn't great either.
Because it's an
Yeah,
8.
2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 2's villain wasn't great either. It was
Wasn't
kind
it?
of everything around it that was good.
What's Harry Potter?
This one, I feel like everything around it might have been a little better than 2.
Well, the weird
Besides
thing
the
is,
villain.
like, the plot of this one, there's so much in this one that's literally just, like a reimagining of 2. Like, this one follows a lot of the same beats as 2.
Yeah.
Where,
yeah,
like-
it does. Because
well, yeah,
they
I
kind of
can't.
because they've changed it since the first one. They've changed it from this is a heist movie, vengeance, revenge, into we're Robin Hood with magic tricks. And it's like, I don't really like that's kind of cool, but
Well, the first
I
one was a heist
miss
movie with magic tricks. The second one, I would say, and this one are both kind of like we're
well,
Robin
that's
Hood
what I'm
with
saying.
magic.
The
Yeah,
first movie was not that,
yeah.
and they changed it, trying to add lore and all, and it's kind of like you didn't really need to do that.
Also, there's
Um,
like I was thinking about this today. There are like are you familiar with the Chekhov's gun? Like in a play
no,
or a movie, it's like it's I don't know if like a mechanism. I can't think of the word for it. It's the thing like in a play or a story or whatever. Like if you see a gun, or it could be other things, or whatever. But it like specifically with a gun, if you see a gun in Act One, it has to be used in
it'll
Act
come back
Three.
in Act
Yeah,
Three.
like or whatever.
Yeah,
Like if there's certain things, it's like if you see this, like this, they're setting
yeah.
this up for that, and there's like
Some
several in this movie. But that I think that's kind of like I think that this is like the ultimate Chekhov's gun series, because that's just
I'm,
kind of the
I'd
way it
like
is
to
for
get
all of them.
I'd like to get the breakdown of those that you have in your mind in the spoilers
There's
because
yeah,
I'm not remembering a
there's at
ton.
least two. I think there was three that I was thinking of earlier. I'm just trying to remember
Okay.
what the third one was. There's one that's like super obvious. There's another one that I was like, I feel like in other movies this would just be a background thing, but for this movie, I know they're gonna use this. Um, and then there
So
was
I
something
think
else. I can't remember what it was right now though.
so like we said, like the plot is very mid, very basic. The villain is awful. So which gets us to like the best thing about this movie. Um,
It was they brought
it's the
back Isla
characters.
Fisher. Okay, yeah.
They kind of. You're kind of
She
right.
was fantastic in this movie. I've always had like a celebrity crush on Isla Fisher, which that was like one of the things I didn't. It made me sad originally with the second one
And then yes, I agree. I thought you
because
were going to say something.
whatever the other girl's name was, but I liked her. She was good too in the second one. Um, but
Mhm.
it was kind of cool. Was it Lula? Lula? I think
Luna?
I think it's Lula. Like
Is it
L.
Lula?
I think it's Lula. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think
Um,
I'm getting mixed up with Harry Potter.
yeah. But no, I like her character as well. Like in Now You See Me Too, but I missed that other chick or whatever. I don't know. Like, yeah. Um, so it was cool they brought her back.
The trailers show the original Four Horsemen and the three new guys, the three new people.
Yeah, which I
So
didn't know about the three new people because I think I saw the original trailer like a year ago when it first came out, and then just didn't watch anything else.
so I had seen the trailer, and I originally when I heard they were bringing it back, I thought it was just the original Four Horsemen, and I was like all in.
Yeah,
And then when you
absolutely.
see the trailer, anytime you see like thing that already has an established team, and then they kind of throw in these quirky young teenage
Hmm.
kids, it we see this formula time and time again. It always kind of flattens out, and people are like, we don't want these characters. We want our original characters. I don't care about these moody teenagers, with who are rebellious and all that.
Yep.
And so that's what I thought. I was like, this is going to be awful. They're probably going to make fun of the originals. They're going to shame them and make these new people look like they're better. And I'm like, I just don't want to go through that. But now you see me, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
And they did a good job outside of one character. I think we'd both agree. But outside of one character, they did a good job of paying respect to the OG while also showing that the new characters have some stuff to bring. So overall, the characters, best part of the movie by far. Um, the originals are all the same. Like they're whatever you love them for, they're still that. A little bit of a twist on, a little bit less on one of them. They toned one down, and I'm not super thrilled about that. We'll get into that in
Okay.
spoilers, but overall, I think the characters were the best part, and that's what gives me future for. I don't know if you know, they already confirmed a fourth one is being
Oh,
made.
nice.
They've
I knew
remade a
that
fourth
like,
one.
well, I guess kind of spoiler alert, but not really. That it's not a big deal. They leave it open to more. Like they're like this isn't.
Yeah,
I expected it
but
to
I didn't.
wrap up a lot more than it did, and
Yeah,
they like really leaned into the
I
aspect
was
of
gonna
we're gonna
be
do more.
mad.
Um,
I was gonna
if
be
they ended on
mad.
this, I thought for
No,
sure they could have ended
if
on
they didn't
this.
wrap, if they didn't, we'll talk about it in spoilers.
Okay.
Anyway, um,
Oh, if they
but yeah,
didn't do what they
yeah,
did,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I was,
because I'm actually a little bit upset with how they did it. To be honest, I kind
a
of
little
was
bit, yeah.
hoping that the thing that they're referencing this whole time, they were gonna have something to do with
Yeah.
that. There was gonna be some
Yeah.
connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Let me just see if there's
Yeah. Go
anything
see the
else.
movie. It's great. Not great. It's good. If you love the other
If you
ones,
love the other
go
ones,
see
this
it.
movie's fantastic. Well,
The characters are still there. They're
it's a
not
great
put
time.
to shame. Yeah, they're a good time.
To me, this is honestly, weirdly enough, this is like a No Way Home thing, but it's a worse movie. Like No Way Home, I think we're also both No Way Home defenders.
Mm-hmm.
But No Way Home, it does have like a lot of nostalgia bait, but it's also a decent movie. It has some plot holes, but I still love it. I think it's great. This movie is a worse movie, but it still has like that comfy, familiar, like it's like a hot bowl of chili on a cold winter day or whatever. It's like a fun, feel good movie.
Back. It took me back.
And I will say, like I recognize the other two actors, but I don't know where I know them from. But that what is his name? Is it Justice something?
Jesse Eisenberg?
No, the new kids.
Oh, the new kids. I have some. So, I guess we could just talk about this in general.
Let me look at their names here. Ariana Greenblatt was the girl, and there was Justice Smith. Okay, I thought it was Smith. So Justice Smith. I guess we can talk. I have not seen a movie that I didn't love him in. Like every movie I've seen him in, I've liked him in. And then Dominic.
Give me the cast. Tell me about what you think about the performances and like who stood out and like just give me your general thoughts about the cast. You can go individually, or whatever.
Man. The person that they meet at a location, is that spoilers? Was that in the trailers?
I think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think. Morgan Freeman is not a spoiler.
Okay, he's not a spoiler. Okay, yeah, Morgan Freeman's in this. Out of all of the returning people, I would say that I feel like he was the least. I liked his character a lot, but I feel like they kind of dialed him down. He's barely in it.
Yeah, he's so old. I wasn't expecting anything. I mean, like of the Horsemen.
Well, I mean,
like, what's your general thoughts about? You can go like individually and just say I think
like Jesse Eisenberg's always been my favorite. Like I like the lead man, Dave Franco. I like him. Man, I like Dave Franco too. Man, he's so good. Like I already said, I love Isla Fisher, like in anything that she's in. So yeah, she was great. And then Woody Harrelson, like this is like these four people are just like they're so good, and you put all four of them together. I love these movies, man.
Like in other movies, they're never a character that you don't like their performance.
Yeah, and then this is like probably my favorite character that each of them play. Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone like when I think of Isla Fisher for some reason I think of
for Lex Luthor. For Jesse Eisenberg, he's my favorite, of course.
There's no way. For Isla Fisher, the only other I know I've seen her in other stuff, but the only thing I can think of, it's just the thing I always think of with her is these movies and the one where she's married to Zach Galifianakis and John Hamm and Gal Gadot are their neighbors and they're spies. Do you remember that one?
I know what you're talking about. Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Yes, that's a hilarious movie. But she's like the normal wife supposedly in that movie. And Dave Franco, like I know I've seen him in other stuff too. Like I don't know, I just like these are my favorite performances by these guys as these movies.
Yeah, I agree, and they're still good in this movie. Like they're like they change their characters, alter a little bit, but it's kind of to show the progression. Like they're the same people from the first and second, but they're not. And they explain why.
They kind of do the Luke Skywalker thing a little bit.
And it's not a little bit, but it's not drastic changes. It's almost like touches of color and a little bit of development.
Yeah.
But it wasn't overhaul. It wasn't like Luke. It wasn't to the extent of Luke Skywalker.
I mean, I don't mind the Luke Skywalker thing, but yeah, that was a drastic change because it was over a longer period of time. But this just feels like each of these characters just kind of like grew a little bit more into their individual personalities, or
Yeah.
like kind of just naturally developed a little bit more over the last decade.
Yeah. So for the new people, what do you think about the performances and their characters?
The girl was great. Like I feel like she's like under like when I
Ariana Greenblatt,
yeah when I
June.
yeah when I think of these three people or whatever, she like I don't know. She kind of like takes the back seat of like which one I'm like thinking of as like the important one or whatever, I guess, or the one that really sticks out. The Bosco was, but like she did so much, and like whenever I think about her scenes, like she's just doing awesome stuff all the time. Whereas like Bosco is just more like the thing. I want to talk about that like it revolves around Bosco. Bosco's character like blew my mind at the end. Like something I realized about his character, I think is the most important part of. I think Bosco's character is the most important part of this movie, kind of,
Interesting. Okay.
which was
And
weird.
then
And then Justice Smith,
did you
I like him in everything he's in. I think he's great. I kind of thought it was going a different direction, and then it wrapped up another way. But I like how it turned out. We can't really, you know,
I think we're going to be very aligned. So I think we're both
yeah.
kind of in line. We talked about the cast, everything's good. Right off the bat, uh, I don't like June. I did not like Ariana Greenblatt. Nothing against her performance. I think she
Hmm.
did what the director want.
Gotcha.
What did they want? What did they want? I didn't like her character. Um, okay, not even her character. I didn't like how they used her. Um, and you know, Justice Smith's character, Charlie. Um, at first I was kind of like, okay, there's like you, where I was kind of like, I thought they were taking one direction, they kind of changed it, and I like the change. We'll get into his spoilers,
Hmm.
but overall, I think he did great. I actually really liked him in his role. And like you said, Bosco stole the movie
He's the
for me.
key.
Like
Like he's
he
the key to the
is
movie.
so good. Have you seen him in other stuff?
I know I have. I can't think of anything.
So I don't know what else he's done. He's really only done The Holdovers. I don't know if
Which
you
I
saw The
didn't see it,
Holdovers.
but I need to. I
I
heard it was
saw.
really
I
good.
hate that movie.
Oh,
The movie sucks. I
I heard it
hate
was
that movie.
good.
Don't watch it. It is
I'm gonna
not good.
watch it
It's not good. Um, it's horrible.
at some point. I'm gonna
It's
watch it.
great acting performances. And I don't know if you know this guy, this act. Do you know? I feel bad just saying his name. Bosco's actor. Um, his
Dominic
story
Sisa.
is yeah is I think
Sessa.
if I remember
Sisa.
his story correctly, like he didn't go to acting school or whatever. Like I forget what happened, but he just showed up and auditioned for the Holdovers. Like he wasn't really an actor, and they're like, this kid is fantastic, and he killed it in that movie. And in this movie, I was blown away. I was shocked. I don't know the last time I've ever, because he also had so many times where his lines and his characters said in a different way would make me dislike him.
Hmm.
But the way, I guess it's also the writing, the way they did it, I was kind of like, I like this guy. Like
Hmm.
he stole the show for me. I was so
He
impressed.
he
So
didn't until the end. Like the way that this movie ends, it like there's something we're gonna
I
get
think we
into.
should just go right
Yeah,
into it.
okay. We need to get into spoilers. There's two things. There's two things specifically I want to bring up. They're like, well, the one thing about the ending, like with how everything wraps up, and specifically his character. But also, before I get into that, just a minor gripe. I want to mention something about the beginning. So, spoiler warning for the next,
Spoiler.
I don't know, 10 minutes. Yeah, spoiler. Uh, we're gonna get into spoilers now, so maybe like I don't know, click around if you're here and you haven't seen it yet, but go see the movie. Pause the movie, go see the movie. So
Go
the
see it.
beginning thing, the redhead dude from that's the guy from the Bad Friends
And
podcast, right?
yeah, Andrew
Okay,
Santiano.
I like that guy. That was the worst acting of anyone in this movie. That dude was awful.
I was thinking about this, and I was like, because I was thinking about, I'm like, why would you hire a guy
Like a
like
super
him for that?
public facing, like well known guy. I mean, I know all these
And
people. Like
I was thinking about it, and I was kind of like, what's the alternative?
maybe
You're
he's a
not obviously
fan
gonna
and he
hire.
wanted to do it.
You're not gonna hire a big name guy for something that small. And I think if you hire a no like a an extra to play that role, it doesn't it doesn't hit as hard in the sense of like you don't take as much note of it. You're like, oh yeah, it's just another guy. But everybody, people will see that they're like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah,
You
it's
might
that
not
guy.
know who
Yeah.
Andrew Santiano. You're like, oh, it's that guy. So obviously you focus more in on it. So I understand why they did that. But it was not the best acting performance. To be honest, I don't think it's all his fault. I think they're asking him to play a a crypto bro,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like he's gonna be like that. It's just,
Yeah. And
but you're
there
right. It was
and that scene there
he's
was
not who I would have
certain
chosen to be a crypto bro.
I guess movie tropes or stereotypes, like the way they introduced the three new kids or whatever. I was like, oh, like, because again, going into it, I didn't know that there was new people in this or whatever. But as soon as I saw like the girl he was talking to, I was like, oh, okay, so she's going to be important in this movie. And then it panned to the bartender, and it's Justice Smith, and I was like, oh, he's in this movie. He's not just going to be a bartender. He's going to be a main character in this movie because
Imagine
he's in
if he
this movie.
was just a
That'd be crazy.
bartender and you're waiting the whole movie. You're like, I bet he's behind it
And
all
then
at
when
the end.
they brought up, like, you know that part of why I love these movies so much is because like I used to really be into magic. I used to really like magic. You know, I was never great or
Yeah, I
whatever.
love magic
I
trick.
proposed with a magic trick. Like I've always really enjoyed magicians, magic, like real illusions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I like trying to figure out, okay, how are they doing the tricks in the movie? Because they also always make most of them at
and
least doable.
you didn't know the beginning, did you?
Didn't
You
know the
didn't know what they did.
beginning that when they were all appearing, like when they first showed up or whatever, like the way they just kind of poofed out of nowhere, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder how they did that or whatever. When they did the whole when Bosco,
They phased in.
yeah, when they all phased into Bosco, I was like, I don't know, that looked bad, but it makes sense why
It
it looked
was
bad because of what it was. But
so your thoughts
I
in
was
this
scared
moment?
that they were gonna be doing a lot of weird CGI magic in this movie.
Yes, yes, because the last one, some of the last one was good, but a lot of it, I was like him falling into the water in the rain jacket and just disappearing. I'm kind of like, you can't do that. Like that's not you can't explain that. I don't think. So
You can, but they didn't, and that has always bothered me.
yeah,
I wish they
if
would have
if you're gonna
explained
do
that.
something as crazy as that, you're gonna have to explain to me how. And that scene, okay, the first two big scenes of magic, whatever they explain, and I love it. I love it when they do that. It makes it so much better because that first scene when I'm watching this, I'm like, this is exactly what I feared. There's gonna be these new kids, and they're gonna be using magic that like is nothing. Like that can't happen. Like even as a magic trick, you can't do that.
Yeah,
And they proved me
and
wrong.
then and then also like piggybacking on that, when they went back to their apartment and they've got like all the stuff there or whatever, and they turn off the holograms and he's behind it. Ah, I
That
love
was
that. I love
great.
it's like such a trope, but I
Perfect.
love that. That was great.
Yeah. Well, I didn't
It
like how
got
they
me
said
real
later on, like, turn
concerned
it
though.
off. I'm like, I did.
Yeah,
I did turn it
yeah, I
off.
thought that line was
I'm
pretty
like,
stupid.
that's the dialogue they give Justice. Is his name Justice Smith? You said his name is?
Yeah,
That he
I
gets that
did.
dialogue in every movie he's in.
Yeah.
He gets lines like that, and that's why I feel sorry for him. And I
Mhm.
get tired of his character that's played the same way over and over, the scientific, geeky
Yeah.
nerd guy. But anyway, go ahead.
Uh, but I got real concerned because again, I think I had seen the very first trailer they did, or maybe just it was the teaser saying that it was releasing this year or whatever. It's something from like a year ago. I knew nothing about this movie. I got really concerned for the first like 20 minutes when it was Jesse Eisenberg and this ragtag group of kids. I'm like, are they not going to have the other horsemen in this movie except for that like fake cameo at the
Yeah.
beginning? I got real concerned for a little bit, and I was like, I'm not gonna like this. And then of course they start one by one showing up, and I'm like, oh, this is great. That the whole thing with stealing the heart and whatever, that was a bunch of great tricks. I like that a lot.
It was
They caught
good.
me
I
off
mean,
guard because like
really?
I don't know why see, like certain things like are inconsistent, and I think on rewatch maybe I'll get it better or whatever. But there's certain things when stuff happens that doesn't, like, it almost seems like they're just trying to trick us.
Yes,
Like when they're
probably saying
having the
like,
conversation,
"What
like what
happened?"
happened, what's going
And there's
on, or yeah, like
yeah,
you guys did it. What
it's
are you
like,
talking
you're
about?
like, "Did you do it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did. Don't
Maybe
worry
they're
about it." And
doing
he's
that
like,
for the other people who were there. I didn't know if there were other people in the room or not. Like it seemed like that was just for our
"Yeah,
benefit, which I
yeah,
don't like when they're trying to trick us. Except, okay, yeah, like yeah, I went on more of a ramble than I wanted to before I got to the actual thing. So the Bosco thing, the Bosco thing, the thing that wrapped up at the end that blew my mind or whatever. When the big reveal happens and they're there on the stage and he like announces his friends from the right and the left of the door or whatever. When Bosco comes out, I realize, and he almost is like acts like a different person for the last 5 minutes. Like he's more kind of like Justice Smith is the man. He's the one behind. He's the one behind everything. Dominic Sessa. I don't know who I just said, but Bosco
go."
is a like he's playing a
He's a
character.
pawn.
He's doing it. The whole
So
his whole character like arc, his whole performance, whatever. That's a huge trick. He's playing on the characters and the audience. It's
that's
sleight of
crazy. I
hand.
get what you're
It's
saying
sleight of
now.
hand.
I get what you're
He's
saying.
being the flashy thing over here, getting your attention, while the other guy is like doing the sleight of hand, controlling everything.
Until the
Like the
end,
whole
when he
thing
resumes his
is a
actual
magic
position.
trick. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he is the distraction, being so flamboyant or whatever. There was like when they went to the house with the door and everything like that, and he was getting a little bit annoying to me for a while. I leaned over to my wife and I was like, "Hey," I was just like, "Are we both on the same page that this guy like knows more than he's letting on? Like he's kind of playing this up, and he or like he might be like in league with the bad. Like something's off with this guy." And she's like, "Oh yeah," and it like when he came out at the end, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like it's one big magic trick, not like that he's doing.
I have
It's
to.
a
I have
giant
to.
sleight of hand.
I'd have to rewatch to see that, but I know what you're saying. Like as far as the coming out part, but now that you say that, I see it.
Yeah, that
I
I
think
think
that
was the thing that
listen,
really drove
you
it
bring me up to
crazy.
7.5.
Yeah,
That's
that
cinema.
that's exactly what
That's
it
cinema.
was. Like I was like,
That's cinema.
yeah, yeah. I was like that alone had
That's
to raise it
crazy.
for me. Like that
And
his
this is why,
character
like,
is the sleight of hand.
that's why these movies, though, the fact that they're a magic trick in themselves,
Yes, yeah.
you can't even judge them as movies. It's more about an experience, a form of entertainment, different. And that's why I think us giving, the movie legitimately, like characters, plot, storyline, exposition. It's a 6, it's a 6.5, but as far as the experience and the enjoyment of it, I agree. I'm up to a 7.5. You got me.
Okay.
But that's crazy. I didn't even notice that. So I'm glad you
Yeah.
pointed that out, and I see it now.
As far as the number ratings, I'm not trying to like copy anyone, but I like the best I've heard it an explanation for the number ratings is IGN when they talk about it. Like they have like an actual like word for each number rating that they have. And I've found this out a lot more when it comes to like video game reviews or whatever, but it works for everything. Like a 10 is a masterpiece. It doesn't mean it's perfect, but 10 is a masterpiece. It's like it is like they would consider that 10 a masterpiece. 9 is excellent. 8 is great. 7 is good.
7 is good.
And 6 is
6 is
okay.
okay.
And then 5, like then it starts getting like negative thing. But like as long as like if it's 6, it's okay. If it's 7, so if something is like a legitimately at least good like game or movie or whatever, it's at least gonna get a 7.
Yeah.
Even if it has problems or whatever. If it's great, like a must see or a must play or something like that, it's gonna be in an 8. But those like few standout games that are just like or movies or whatever also like that are just like standouts that like not only do their job, do it well, but like they are just special are either going to be that 9 or 10. So that's where the 7 it's kind of what I've started thinking about as far as like when I do ratings and things like that.
Yeah, and I already kind of operate like that is kind of my thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I have a 10.
As far as
If I do
movies
even
go,
like it, it's probably just
no,
Prestige.
not that. No, garbage. I hate that movie.
That's
Hot
probably
take
it
time.
for me.
Prestige is absolute garbage.
Anyway, let's not disgrace the Prestige in the presence. Like when we're talking about magic movies because it's
Good
the
magic
best one of all
movies.
time.
Good
Anyway,
magic movies. Yeah.
um,
This movie's
so
better than
back to
Prestige.
spoiler talk. No, it's not.
So much better.
That is blasphemy.
So much
Heresy.
better.
Burn him
Nowhere
at the
close.
stake. Anyway, um, so let me tell you where my mind was at watching this movie. Um, okay, so the beginning, spoiler talk. The
Mhm.
first trick is they're phasing into a dude. Like literally, you see them vanish forward behind a guy, and it's Bosco. It's one of the magic kids, but he's put to sleep by America at first. So you're kind of like,
I assumed he was a plant.
now,
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, you kind of do assume it a little bit, but I'm kind of like, I'm open to it. We'll see how this goes. And also, another thing that I liked is as they're on stage, the Four Horsemen, the original Four Horsemen, are on stage performing over at this, I don't know, like nightclub thing. I don't even know what that is. But as you said, it's a little off. Like, it made me concerned, actually, when I started the movie. I'm like, none of these guys are acting like they wanted to do this movie.
and I was like,
Like,
oh,
it seemed like,
Eisenberg's got the long hair again too. Yay! Or whatever. But
I know, I was like,
then he
well,
turned to the
looks
side,
great,
and I was
but
like, that. I don't know. It looked weird from the side. I thought, okay, that's a wig for some reason. And then he
I
shows
don't
up
know.
later, and he's got short hair. But
Yeah, listen, longer. Let's bring back.
I like long
hair
hair Eisenberg. Yeah,
We
for sure.
petition, not shaved Eisenberg. Eisenberg. Anyway, so when that's happening, their acting's a little off, and you're like, okay, they're not really in it. This movie's not looking great. They got these young new magicians, and they're doing fake magic that like isn't magic that you could do in real world. It's only with CGI and stuff like that. And then when you find out like the phasing and the hopping out and the disappearing out of nowhere, like it's all like a plastic clear screen with a projector onto it
Yeah, like
from the stage
holograms,
that you
yeah.
can't see. I was like, I'm in. I'm like, this is what I missed.
Yeah,
This
it's
so
great.
much.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And and he recruits the kids. It wasn't as bad a dialogue as others are. But there's a lot of things like that where they do that over and over again. But my mind through the whole time. So after that, I was in. I'm good. And there's things here and there that I'm kind of like, okay, I like that a little better. Da 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 da. But certain explanations of off-screen details, I'm okay with some exposition of off-screen development. But Isla Fisher shows up, and Danny makes a remark, and then Dave Franco's character, what's his name? What's his kid? It doesn't matter. Dave Franco
Jack?
says like,
Jack Wilder.
yeah, Jack. Jack's like, yeah, you had your chance, Danny. Like, she's got a ring on it now. And I'm like, no, they were supposed to be together.
Oh,
I was
okay.
so sad
That's
by
why
that.
she quit in the second one, was to have a family and stuff.
No, well, they said that. I don't think they said exclusively that,
I
did she?
thought she did. She left to have a family and all that.
No, I think in real life she did. In this movie, they said she did as well.
I think
but in the second one, it
movie,
seemed like
she
they had a falling out.
or she
I think
she
they
had
said
a well, they said in the second one, she asked the eye for an out, and they gave it to her.
Yeah, so I was kind of, but I was kind of like, no, that sucks. And then, so that one was okay, and Luna and Jack broke up, so Luna's gone, and I'm like, okay,
Lula.
whatever, Lula. But the whole time, even when they're happy, they're celebrating. I'm like, they said we got too cocky, and Dylan is rotting in a cell in Russia. I'm like, what?
I know,
Like,
just a throwaway
how
line.
could you leave Dylan Shrike? They said they got too cocky. One of their jobs by the eye,
Like,
and now Dylan Shrike
you
will never
guys are
see
the
the outside of a Russian cell.
You guys are
And
the
I'm like,
horsemen. You
how
can't
much
go in
was
there and
Mark
break them
Ruffalo?
out.
I know, like, how much was Mark Ruffalo? How much was he? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah,
He's the best part of the first two movies. He's the best part of them.
he's up there. Oh man,
Um,
he's really good. He's so good.
The first movie blew my mind so much with him. Anyway,
Also,
so I'm
I
like,
just real
dang.
I forgot about, like, that's his line about being the smartest guy in the room or whatever. I think, isn't it?
I don't think so. No, I think he says
Oh,
it
Jesse
to
Eisenberg says it to him,
Ruffalo.
but Ruffalo
Yeah.
he's like, he says it back to him later because like he was always the smartest one
He
in
is the
room.
smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And so they say like, "Oh, never see the outside." I'm like, so the whole movie, I'm kind of like, this is all fun and good and all, but like, they're breaking. They're in the movie they break people out twice. They
Well,
break
yeah, but
out
that's just
Jack,
like out of
they
some.
break out Merrick, and then they break out Merrick again.
Yeah, but that's so.
And I'm
Oh,
like, you left
so
my boy Dylan in Russia.
yeah.
What are you
Well,
doing?
they were acting like it's like a major like
I
facility,
don't.
but they should
That's
like
I
that's
don't.
come on, like
There's no
yeah.
way.
I no,
Stop
I
it.
agree. I agree with the complaint.
And at
I
the
was
end when they beat it all and they're all celebrating, and again, I'm like,
I'm thinking that
my boy
the
Dylan
that
is rotting
that
in his
Charlie's
cell.
gonna just like pay the Russians off or whatever to get him out with his extra money he had or whatever. I mean, obviously, when the elevator
We can talk
beeped,
about it.
when the elevator beeped, I was like, oh,
I was
here he
freaking out.
is.
I was like,
Like, come on.
I know.
I also was
I was
like,
so
are they gonna? Could
pumped.
they? Because I mean, Thaddeus, that that kind of I
So
didn't.
Thaddeus dies, by the way, in this movie.
Yeah,
Everybody, that's not for spoilers. He dies.
yeah. Just got get that out there. But I don't
I
know
knew
how
he
I
was dead by
feel about that.
what
I
was said in the
I
interview.
I don't mind
Interrogation.
how it happened. Like the ducking behind the thing. I like that's. I think that worked for me. Like ducking behind the thing and he gets shot like as he's disappearing.
And he still disappears. That's what was good about it. I was like, okay, at least he's not like
Yeah.
like on the ground behind it.
Man, I don't know. And I also like and then Merrick and June is it June get caught, and then Jack tells Merritt, do not leave her here or whatever. Like he's like, whatever you do not leave her here or whatever. As he's going, you froze for a second. Oh, there we go. Okay, you're good. And so Merritt actually gets her out and like stays himself.
Yeah.
That was a good development for me because I was really worried that they were gonna that there was gonna be like butting heads between the like the new kids and the old
The Horseman.
and the horsemen. Yeah, I was worried it was
No,
gonna be
they were pretty respectful. I mean, the only ones who butted heads were Bosco and Eisenberg
which
and
worked.
as Atlas. And here's the thing, it worked because Bosco wasn't he said I don't have to prove anything to you, but you still felt like he did. It wasn't like a cot, and they didn't try and say Bosco is better than Atlas. Here's the thing,
Oh
they
no,
paid
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
their due,
yeah.
except for Jack. You're gonna tell me Jack couldn't find that little boop and twist the little thing? No, the dumb girl had to go up there. Listen,
That's
girls aren't
fun.
dumb.
Well,
I'm just saying.
he
I'm like, are you kidding
they
me?
did the thing
Are
at the
you
end.
kidding
Like
me?
it's. I think
Yeah,
like
he
he
opened the
clearly.
thing at the end when he knows it's the same way.
Well, yeah, but like he just didn't expect it to be a puzzle. He thought it was a lock.
Yeah, it
So he
doesn't.
was
It
looking
doesn't
for
matter.
a lock
In
to
my,
pick or
it's
whatever.
stupid.
I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother
So
me at all.
they in this movie they reduced Jack to a action movie star who fights. He's not a pickpocket. He's not a locksmith. He's
Doesn't
not really an escape. Like he just punches people the whole movie basically.
yeah, he definitely needed more development. I guess a little bit more.
I
But when
just
you got
I wanted the respect for
when
him.
you have 7 or 8,
But here's the
when
thing,
you have 8 different magicians, because
here's the thing. You
again,
have
spoiler,
Bosco
Lula comes
and
back.
Atlas. There's not a whole lot of like overlap in terms of skill sets. Like Bosco and Atlas are the two overlap in terms of like skill set well at the moment, at the end it's kind of like Bosco probably isn't the front leader.
I don't know.
But
I don't like. I never got the sense that Bosco was like the Atlas of the new guys. Like they're all
that's what it
completely
felt like
different.
to me.
That didn't feel like that at all to me.
Well, because he's the all round, front man magician. That's who he was for them. He wasn't, the eccentric personality of Atlas, but that was his role with them. And so every time they looked to Bosco to be their leader, it felt like.
Until it ended up being that
And then,
he's the
yeah.
facade. Yeah.
Listen, again, I'm trying to think of like in the moment though, when they're conveying this to audiences, they're conveying he is the leader versus Atlas as leader of that group. But even when they went at it, they showed, hey, Bosco is really talented and really cool, but Atlas has still got it. And Atlas was, still overdoing it. But like, they didn't do that with Jack versus June or whatever. It was, oh, Jack kind of sucks now, and this new girl can take down 3 cops by herself.
Wasn't there
And
there
I'm like,
like
get out of here.
I don't I mean no Jack. Well, but Jack was he was the guy who, like, in the first one where he was stuck in the apartment where they were all gone, and he's done destroyed the evidence or whatever, and he fights all
So here,
he fights
so
two or
here's
three
another thing about
cops.
this movie. Here's another thing about this movie that I didn't like. I think you'll probably have a similar stance. Is it turned from an like the fighting aspect of the first Now You See Me. Um, and I think most of the second one is, like in a very rare, in a pinch situation, maybe they can throw a punch, but they are not like fighters. They're like if they are gonna fight, they're gonna do it in magical ways. Like when he takes the dude's jacket, twists it, and puts it in the garbage disposal, so the guy's arms are tied behind his back. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a cool twist,
hmm
like straight jacket almost.
yeah,
And he has the illusions in the house. This one is straight up. We're gonna like Daniel Atlas is getting Merrick McKinney's in there. Everybody's throwing a punch and beating guys up, and I'm like, this is you guys are not actions like these are not like action movie stars really. These are that's supposed to be their last resort. Like I don't know. I was
yeah,
kind of like I don't want everybody throwing punches here. I
yeah. I
want
mean, I
that to
do
be like
think
a last resort.
I also feel like that's more of like just Jack's thing. Like Jack is the one who's going to be more scrappy brawler.
Yes. Yeah,
Like
I don't want to see
I,
Jesse Eisenberg
I
punching
like that
someone. It
he was
doesn't
able to do the throwing cards and stuff like that. Like that was the Jack thing for me,
that is Jack.
was the
You're right.
cardistry and all that jazz. Um, that scene. Speaking of that, though, like that scene where they're all like the camera. I think it's a one shot too, maybe where the camera's like panning around. And they're all like kind of just showing off before the cops show up at the house thing. When Atlas is trying to push it. The map jokes. Oh, I forgot about the map jokes.
That was
That was
hilarious.
so
Oh, look
good.
at your dad. I was like,
Oh, look, it's your dad. So good.
the best. That one was good. You know
So
what the
good.
best joke was?
I don't remember
The one
what.
that had me laughing the hardest is Ricky Bobby, help me.
Yes, that was good too. But the map joke, I think, is my favorite. That was so good. Look, Atlas, it's your dad. Man. But oh man. Oh man. The scene where they're like Atlas is trying to get him to show what he can do or prove himself or whatever, and he says I don't have to prove it. And then like when they're all coming back into the room or whatever, and one by it's just kind
It's a
of
one
bouncing
shot.
around. It's like ping ponging to people just doing tricks back, and they're just riffing. They're just having fun. It
Yeah,
was
but also
cool.
like that stuff, like a lot of that stuff. I'm like, that's not real magic. Like that's CGI magic.
Maybe some of it, but like even in that one, I think Jack pickpockets or something. Like that you said that
No,
there's
he jumps
something.
into the chest. I know he jumps into the chest.
Yeah,
And
there's
he's
that one.
disappeared.
But I think there is something. I don't remember. It might not be that scene, but like you talking about where he didn't get the door before she got to it. So she kind of shows him up there or whatever, and then uh, like a few minutes later, because he goes with her. Like they all split off into duos or whatever. He goes with her. There's something else that I'm pretty sure there's something else where like he's almost immediately able to just kind of get it back, like kind of show her up on something, but not in like a jerky way. Like he does it.
No, because they get to the bookcase, and he says dead end, and she says dead end, and then
Justice Smith
in
figures out the
hindsight,
stuff.
yeah, Justice Smith, but he organized the house, so it's like, of course he knows. So he probably looked around. He's like, "You guys are all idiots. Like I thought you guys could have gotten this."
Maybe,
And so he's like, "Oh,
but I don't
look,
know
we
if
have
he
to put this dice
organized.
here."
I don't like 'cause he didn't do all the house. I don't think he. I'm not under the impression that like that he made the house. I'm like he
Well,
would tweak some
put the
stuff.
he put the
The
picture
picture up,
over.
yes.
Well, here's what's so did he call
Also,
Thaddeus Bradley?
Also, that
He
picture,
got a
that
card.
picture thing was the worst thing that anyone did. That picture thing, where he like reached into the, I don't know. That was just
Yeah,
that was
I
a
was kind of like,
goofy.
just take the frame off, dude. I don't understand
I don't
that.
know, like
But
the reasoning behind it, like I forget what it was, but like it didn't click for me. Um, but earlier I mentioned one.
fake, the reason why is because of the fake tanks. He's like, he made fake tanks. He made fake this, fake
Yeah,
that.
the fake stuff is
It's
like
like, so
fake
maybe he was
fake
fake.
picture, and like I feel like that was yeah.
Yeah, it was weak.
Yeah, I feel like that was weak. But okay, so earlier I mentioned the thing about the Chekhov's gun, and I think I might remember what the third one was or whatever. There's 3 examples that I know that I would consider like kind of Chekhov's gun, but they weren't all like in the right place or whatever. There's probably a lot more of them honestly, but there's just 3. Like for instance, like the car, they show up, they see the race car thing. I'm like, okay, Someone's getting in that
What race
car
car?
with the
Where
Ricky
at?
Bobby help me at the end, like
Yeah, but where do they first see? Are you talking about when they first see the car?
yeah, like when they first get there, I'm like, okay, they're clearly going to use that. I feel like in a lot of movies that would
Oh,
have just been
okay.
like the theming of the background or whatever. Like, okay,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
they're going to use the car.
You're just saying
So
that
that
that was there
yeah,
intentionally. You
the
knew it was gonna be there.
yeah, another one that I think led to the worst scene in the entire movie was the ring.
Mm,
The rock on the ring
yeah.
led to that. They brought that back for the big escape. That was awful. That whole scene was terrible, with them stuck in
And
the
that's another
thing.
thing where
I'm like,
Jack
we've
was
had the
reduced to being the hot guy
didn't
pull-ups.
didn't we have this exact same conversation last movie also? Like, didn't they go through this whole arc about like we're bitter with each other, and now also, by the way, hey, I love you guys. Isn't that like, don't they do that same thing in number two? I think.
Mm.
And then but then like the probably the best one, but it's also I feel like it was really telegraphed or whatever. The Chekhov's gun mechanic is the bullet catch. They mentioned the
Oh
bullet
yeah, I knew
catch
it.
in passing, like when it shows the thing, and then no one, like if they had like stopped to talk about it or something, I'd be like, okay, they're just highlighting it. But the fact that it's such a like a little like, oh, look at this cool thing, and then move on, I'm like, oh, so this is how it's gonna end with a bullet catch. Um, yeah, yeah, just yeah. So,
Yeah.
which in
I
hindsight is really because I'm pretty sure because she fires several bullets and he just kind of stands there after
well, the gun was a
yeah,
blank.
like I'm assuming they're all blanks. So the bullet catch was all blanks and he just had a bullet, so he's just showing off.
I know. I thought when he had the bullet, I thought he was gonna be like, I thought he was gonna keep going, but he
Yeah,
just stayed
no,
at the one. He's like, yeah, you're done.
yeah. So that yeah, but yeah, um, yeah. I guess overall I
I
liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna get the third one when it comes out. I've got the other two. It's
yeah.
definitely a get for me. Uh,
Um. Also, you said Lula's back.
yes, Lulu. Yeah, Lula.
Lula.
Yep.
I'm glad they brought her back. I was very hopeful when they said, "Who can we get that won't be noticeable?" Like in this person, like we do know somebody. I'm like, all right,
Well,
yeah,
they
let's go get
also
him out
were
of
like they
prison,
mentioned earlier
get him out of Russia.
they name drop that she's in Paris and they're in Paris or they're in France at least.
I didn't even notice that.
So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, sweet Lula. Okay. But like that's one thing. Like every time, that this movie just kept growing on me because every time I'm like, oh, they're not going to be able to do this, or oh, I see they're not doing this with this movie. I kept being like, oh, they're not doing. Like, oh, maybe at first I was like, okay, maybe the four originals are only in that first scene. I'm really not gonna like that. And then they start bringing
Yeah.
them in with the heart steel scene, and I'm like, oh, sweet, they're all here, great. I'm like, but I do miss Lula though. I wish that they brought her back. I'm like, if they bring her back, that's gonna bump this movie up again for me. And then they do bring her back in my opinion, in an organic way. And I was like, oh, that's great or whatever. And then I was like, again, major spoiler. And I'm like, man, they gotta they. How are they? There's no way they're referencing this Russian thing and Dylan this whole time if they're not going to do something about it. And then at the end it shows them. I don't like that. That's
I
probably
didn't
my
like the ending
least
of it
second.
being a hologram. I
Yeah,
wanted it to be him walking in, being like, "Hey, everybody,"
yeah.
like I wanted.
That would have been better.
That's
I want like I just feel like yeah. I don't like how that went. I don't like the way that the expedition did that. I assume he's just busy with Mark Ruffalo stuff and like he just had to
yeah,
record a quick thing.
busy or they couldn't afford. I don't know, but
Scheduling conflicts or something probably.
I was just happy that he was there and he's okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. Honestly, that bumped it up from a 6.5 to a 7 for me originally. I was kind
Yeah.
of like, yes, a lot of enjoyable stuff, but I can't forgive you for leaving Dylan. I mean, Dylan is the main character of the series. And I can't forgive you if you leave him in this third one because you didn't want to pay Mark Ruffalo. Like, really?
Yeah.
So when he shows up at the end, I'm like, okay, as you said, probably scheduling conflict. Want to go a different direction. Fine, as long as he's
I
in the
assume
next
he's
one.
going to be in that. Yeah, yeah. Also, one other thing I thought about like you said that you didn't figure out the twist until like right when it was about to happen or whatever.
right before he walked out, like when he says like, "Do you have the diamond?" or whatever, right before you see his silhouette, before he walks out, and you see, I was
I
kind of
didn't
like,
realize it was him.
"Oh, it's him!" And then you see a silhouette, and I'm like, "Oh
Gotcha.
yeah, it is him."
Well, it like something was bugging me about like her little, like that whole blackmailing side story was really bugging me because I'm like, we're not get like the movie's running along at a decent pace. We're not getting any more development with that. It's just a guy who calls like every 30 minutes and says something. Like we're not getting any development with there. So it's not there. This has to be part. This is involved in here somewhere that they haven't made obvious yet. And then that's when I started thinking about it. Like she was in the car on the way to the place or whatever. And at that point, I'm like, okay, well, they clearly they have her. This is all planned. This is all part of the trick. This is the same thing as number 2, where they have them in the car and they're doing the rain effects and everything. Like the whole like final trick is very similar to number 2's final trick. So I'm like, okay, I know what's happening. She goes to the elevator. She grabs the guy's gun. I'm like, okay, that's a plant. Clearly, that obviously that's a fake guy. It was Bosco, whatever. But when she but when she was in the car saying she's on the way or whatever, I was like, there's one other aspect of the whole blackmail mom died, the woman died thing. Like everyone's focusing on the fact that the woman died. The picture has like a mom and son, and like they said like the first time they referenced it that like the mom and the son went off, and like no one cares about the kid. Like no one, no one talks about the kid the entire time. But they like every time that it gets brought up, it gets brought up like 3 or 4 times in this movie with her stuff or whatever. I think like Woody Harrelson brings it up in the interrogation room, or like it gets brought up at least 2 or 3 times. That was a great scene too. But
on that scene, just in general in the movie, I just find it funny. Their like call to action for the audience is like, "You killed Thaddeus Bradley." I'm like, no, she didn't. It was the guy who shot him on a ceasefire command, and he let a bullet fly and killed him. She didn't tell them kill on sight. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
You see what you did? The man you got murdered. I'm like, she didn't do any of that. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, she's clearly like it's all included. She's clearly got like it's all blood money and stuff. She's had other people killed before. Well, clearly she killed someone before. But like no one talks about the kid. And I realized like that's what was bugging me. I'm like, "Oh, he's the kid." Like obvious. Okay, yeah. Like, okay, that makes sense because no one seems to care about the kid or reference the kid at all.
I pieced it together too late.
Yeah. So, all right. Overall,
it was
7.5.
I think
I liked it.
The beginning of the movie when they're like, she has diamonds and she deals with armed dealers, and so she gives them diamonds. They give her money. She launders their money, and I'm kind of like I turned to Francis. I'm like, I'm confused. Like, what is this movie? Like, I was just like, what are we doing? And then they bring me back, with the tricks, and then we go to that house, and great tricks. I love spinning hallways, like from Inception and all, like that. I love that effect. Even the room with Merrick, like, was cool.
And the best room was the one with Jack and the girl. With the big and the small, before. Like, oh, that was so cool. And like, what I didn't think they were gonna do, because they walk in and they go kind of separate directions, right? And like one gets big and one gets small. What I didn't think they were gonna do is be able to like switch them and like when they had the fight scene in that room and they're just kind of going back and forth. That was so cool. So
because
cool.
I've done that room before, that kind of room before with Francis, so that we have a picture of anyway. So that stuff was cool. But then when they're talking about like, why are we here? What does the eye want? And they're like, Nazis. Like, Nazis. I'm like, why are we talking? Like, what are we doing? It's just like, her father was a Nazi. I'm like, this is a magic movie. What are we doing?
Why are we suddenly fighting Nazis? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, what? It's dirty money.
I didn't mind the Nazi tie-in, but it was funny. The weird thing was that table. I don't know. There's certain things where like sometimes little like tricks or whatever will pull me out a little bit, or just be a little bit of like weird movie magic, I guess. when Thaddeus walks towards the
Oh,
table and it just starts playing the video of the Nazi history or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I'm like,
the inflatable
what are we
tanks
doing?
part was cool of it. Because I knew about that. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that's why you can play into it. But like, I don't want to hear there's a Nazi here still today. We got to take down as the Horsemen. I'm like, this isn't Indiana Jones, but yeah, I was definitely like, really? Like this villain, you could. They have not hit on a villain since the beginning. And in the beginning, it wasn't villain centered; it was story centered. And this one, and the last one, they focused too much on the villain.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so much about the villain that I like in number two. I just think it's super ironic having the bad guy in a magic movie be Harry Potter. It's so good.
Are you talking about you like Radcliffe as the bad guy?
Yeah, I mean, like I get his villain was kind of like a campy, like spoiled kid, or whatever.
Yeah,
But it also Michael Caine in both those movies is great. Michael Caine's always great.
he's great, but
But
I wish
Thaddeus
they had just
Bradley
let
was the
him
best
be.
villain of the series, but and he's not
Well,
even a villain.
to be honest, I think they should have left Bradley's character be after the first one because I think the ending it's not spoiled, but it is hurt by the second one being like actually he's a good guy. You're kind of like, ah, but the revenge was so sweet in the first one, and it kind of hurts it a little bit. But yeah, I agree. It's just the bad guys are in this one was just it was weak. It was weak.
Was it?
But
Oh, hang on.
what?
I want to know when. Okay, so it was 2016. It was about almost 10 years since the last one because they said it's been a decade. So I was just curious about that. Man,
Yeah.
that scene in the second one where they've got the card with the chip on it and they're passing it around the room.
Everybody, that scene single-handedly probably made the movie, the money that it made,
Yeah.
because that scene is still shown, and that scene though is almost all CGI.
Yeah.
So that's one where like that scene doesn't really do it for me, to be honest. It's cool, but like
But I don't expect them to be able to do that. And like it is exaggerated. But there are people who can throw cards really extremely well and do a lot of cool tricks
well, I
with them
think
and
they
stuff
can
like
throw
that.
cards. I think they actually learned how to throw cards. Like I think
Yeah,
they
but
should
not
watch
to
some of their
that
tricks,
extent.
obviously.
But also like to get the cool like slow mo shots or whatever. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's exaggerated, but like I still like it. The I don't know. It does irk me a little bit, and it always has about the final thing when they have to get it through the security beeper. It irks me, but also like I don't know. I have mixed feelings about where they throw the card and it bounces off the ground with the handing the coat or whatever it was, and he bongs his like the last person. I think it's got to be Merritt has to throw the card.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think he does like sneeze or something like that.
Well, like I know he has it and he's stuck with it for a minute, and everyone's like, "No, don't do it" or whatever, and he has to do something with it. But man, I don't remember who has it last, where they throw it and like she's putting her coat on and she catches it with her coat on the other side of the security beeper, but Atlas like bangs on the gong with his when he's putting his belt on to distract when the card goes through at the same time that they're passing the wallet to Jack. Man, who?
Okay.
I guess it's got to be Merritt because I think.
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember, but yeah, I like all those movies. Those movies are great.
Is there anything else about this movie we didn't talk about that you
I'm
liked
sure
or
there's
disliked?
something.
I think as you talked about the ring scene, how they used that to get out of the escape.
Just the
with the
escape
sand.
itself was just awful. Like that
I was-
whole
yeah.
scene was just bad.
It was pretty bad. I was a little disappointed.
I don't mind her catching them like that. I thought that was a cool little turnaround. But like the whole feeling, and I don't even mind the setup. Like, okay, they got to escape out of here with sand. It's gonna take quite a while for that sand to pile up, big enough to kill them at least or whatever. And then the water backfires. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And then like they don't think about the ring until like the last like 2 minutes of their survival, basically. Also, that pipe. There's
Yeah.
no way he'd be able to pull that pipe out. That
I know. I
pipe
was
is
kind of like,
bolted in. Like, yeah,
brother,
there's
there's
no
no
way.
way. And they're like, he's like, grab me, pull me down. I'm like, I don't care
I was
what
like,
you
oh,
have.
he's
You're
got some
not
nice
breaking that.
arms. You know, he's got some strong arms that he's able to like. They're all
Oh yeah,
three
no,
guys are
they
pulling
make
him
sure
down.
to. They know what Dave Franco's for in
Dave
that
Franco is a
movie.
good-looking man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's great.
Did you didn't see his movie with Allison Brie, his wife,
No, I
together,
did
right?
the body horror one or
Yeah, I
whatever.
didn't see it. It looked too creepy for me, to be honest. But I like both those people.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
Allison Brie since Community,
yeah,
and yeah, I've liked Dave Franco for a long time.
yeah. I don't know if there's anything else. Uh, I think another thing is I googled, is there an after scene
I
for Now You
did,
See Me, Now You Don't? And Google said yes,
yes,
there is. So I stayed the whole
and there
time,
wasn't.
and there was nothing.
Yeah,
There was
I
nothing.
googled it because I always do, and then I saw that AI overview, and I went and I looked at two other stories because the first story I looked at, I scrolled through like most of the page and couldn't find the actual answer. They were just doing like a sum up and stuff like that. So I went to
Yeah,
another one, and they said there's not. They said that I guess what Google was getting mixed up was that final scene with
yeah,
the Dylan puzzle
Dylan.
as the thing, because that would be an after credit scene if they put it after the credits, which I don't mind when
So
people put those scenes before the
I'm
credits.
I'm glad that they did that scene not only for Dylan, like that's the main thing is,
Yes,
oh
yeah,
my gosh, Dylan's back, thank God. But also until that, like with the whole big reveal about Charlie being, behind it all,
mm-hmm.
you're kind of like, okay, so he sent out the cards. Charlie's the eye. I was kind of like, what? That doesn't make sense. That sucks. That doesn't connect to the first one at all. And then in the scene with Dylan, he's like, you think you're gonna get away with impersonating the eye? And he's like, you're right. Good job. I was like, okay, so he's not the eye. Okay, thank God.
Well,
Like I
yeah,
was like, this
I
kid.
didn't think he was the eye, but I also thought that that was similar to the first, because in the first one, the bad guy, or not the first, the second one, the bad guys are impersonating the eye, and now it's Charlie impersonating the eye, and so I'm like, a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of similar beats to the second one.
Yeah,
So, but I don't know, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever.
I think that might.
That about it for that
I think.
review. I think so. So, are we both at
I think
7.5 then?
so.
Thanks to Bosco.
I think so. Bosco, listen, that guy. I don't know what else he's gonna be in if he's projected for anything, but he's a. I'm now a fan of his. Like whatever movie he puts out, I'm gonna be like checking it out. Like what is like is it worth seeing it almost? But like more so, like he's an ascending star. I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna be a good at like the fact that you can stand there with Woody Harrelson, Justice Smith or whatever, who's a very popular actor up to this point as well. Oh yeah, I want to talk about him as well. And Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, like these are not like and Isla Fisher, like these aren't small actors. These are well-known actors, and you steal the show, like you steal every scene you're in, like that's something. But also with Justice Smith is he always plays that nerdy character I said before. Like like what's the Dungeons and Dragons, good movie, but the character he's the nerdy wizard, lame guy. And I was kind of like, okay, that's just who he is in this movie. I guess I can get on board with it as long as there's not too much awkward dialogue, like when he's with Isla Fisher in the mirror room when she's talking with him, and he's like, I don't know if I want to be like leading man, I'm kind of like, okay, let's get past this. But then when he is revealed and he comes out and he's like he's more confident. He's the front man. I was kind of like, okay, this guy's got more in his bag than I've seen. And so that really also won me over with him. I wasn't a huge fan of his. I thought he was okay. That last scene, I was like, okay, there is definitely more to you than just being the token nerdy, you know, skinny character.
Yeah.
So that
Oh
was
yeah,
cool.
when we kept, well, that's another thing. Like when we talked, we both said that we kind of thought his thing was going to go a different direction. It's the whole thing with the whole, Bosco. Like they played a trick on us. Like I thought that his thing was going to be like he was going to actually step up at the end, and he was going to, pull off some big part of the trick, which he did.
Yeah.
But the thing was, he was doing that the entire time. So I guess it's a little bit less of a thing. Well, like he tricked everybody or whatever. But like
Yeah.
I thought he was going to, he was that kind of shy, awkward background guy who was going to be able to step into the light and take some of the spotlight. Instead of surprise, it was me all along. But I'm happy with that. No
Why did
problem.
you like June so much?
Like I said, I think she's my least favorite of the three, but I liked all three of
Okay.
them.
Because like the scene with her taking down the cops in the precinct, or like getting away when she's literally being held by one
I
of the
just
cops,
think she's super like capable. Like to me, that's
this
like
is stupid.
it's like we got this is like I guess you're gonna think of this as a negative, but like to me, it was just like, oh, cool, we get more. These are like Jack scenes. This is like what Jack was good for in the first movie. Like, oh, she's doing it too.
She's like a 16-year-old girl. I'm like, not a 25-year-old
I think
man.
she
Like,
is in her 20s. I would assume
I don't know.
they're all in their
And then
20s.
Merrick chokes out the head of security for the Vanderberg. I'm like, stop it. I love Merrick just as much as everybody,
Some
but
people
like
aren't
him,
susceptible. Like, yeah. I like that he tried it. I
I
thought
know
when you said that
he was.
someone got kind of like dialed down this one, I thought you were gonna talk about him because like he like barely
He
gets
did.
any hypnosis
You're
stuff.
right. You're right. You are right about that. I was just because there's no other mentalist. Um, there wasn't any sort of, like,
Competition.
oh, Merrick's not as good as this other guy. For Jack, there was a legitimate scene where he went head to head with the newer one and he fell short.
I guess, but like
That's my thing.
she didn't really have much. Like it was a little bit of like oh, the new kids are
The whole
cool. The
scene
new
was a
kids can do
setup
stuff.
for it. The
Yeah,
scene was just like, "Come on, Jack, you gotta do it, or else she's gonna beat you, or
that's a
whatever."
little bit of a
And then
trope
she
though.
does beat him, and I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
But I feel like
So that's it.
they do that kind of like they've done that. I think they did that those same kind of scenes in the second one because the second one there was the whole thing about like they were trying to like learn each other's stuff, right? So like Merritt was trying to learn cards, and or I guess it was those two. They were trying to learn each other's stuff, and Jack was trying to learn mentalist stuff. And then at the end, it pays off or whatever. But I think there was at least one or two scenes of them like trying to, you know, beat the master or like at least do a little bit, and then they didn't. But by the end, Dave Franco gets Dave Franco has his moments also like in these movies. Like, yeah, I hope he gets
This
more.
third one,
Well, like
you didn't really have
he
him in the third
gets.
one.
I think he gets some cool.
The water thing is his moment in the third one.
I guess that's kind of true. Um, oh man, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I hope they do more. Like one thing that I would say, like I don't necessarily agree with you about. I did not see the new kids as new versions of the Horsemen.
I I didn't, except for the role Bosco was playing. I saw as this is the same role Atlas plays for the Horsemen.
I
That's
don't
all
I still don't agree with that even because especially by
I
the
don't
end
know.
of it
He's the
because at the beginning like Atlas wants to be at the front. Atlas wants to be
yeah.
like Atlas has too big of an
I
ego.
think I'm
don't
not
I
saying the
never
personalities
got
are the same. I'm saying the roles are the same.
I don't think they are. Like I feel like they are drastically different, I guess. Like I maybe I missed that because maybe that is why Atlas was kind of pushing his buttons whenever he could because he sees him
He
as a
was.
similar type person. The way I was reading that was like this guy is acting like he's got a problem being here in the first like the other two are like gung ho, let's go, and the other guy is just kind of being like a jerk the whole time a little bit, and Atlas is just like, what do you
Yeah.
bring to the table? That's what I was like trying to that's how I was reading it. It was like Atlas is like, I know why they're here. Like I don't understand why you're here, type of thing. I don't think it was like
Yeah.
Atlas was like kind of butting heads with him because of like his own ego. I think it was Atlas was just like, I don't get it yet.
That's the way I perceived it. This
Because
is Atlas seeing a different version of him, like the role his plays, and so he has to make sure to put it on him that like, hey, I'm still the guy.
yeah, even now, even with you saying that, I don't like. I mean, obviously, you could think that that's fine. Like, I don't read it that way at all.
I think if you rewatch it, you might see it.
I don't know. Thinking back to it, maybe for sure. I kind of want to rewatch it. Apparently, it's doing really well in the box office. I
I
was,
saw it beat The Running Man.
which I forgot. Like, I'm somewhat interested in the Running Man. I didn't know that came out
Yeah,
this weekend. Also,
yeah.
I guess that's probably where we talked last time about how Now You
Imagine
See
if it
Me.
had the marketing The Running Man had,
I know. Oh my
because Running
gosh.
Man is everywhere.
Yeah, it is. Which it looks good. But like I am interested in that. Apparently, the top three projected were Running Man, Now You See Me, and Predator: Badlands. I'm not a big
Did you see
Predator
Badlands?
fan, but apparently this one's really
Uh,
good.
from what I heard, it's different. I don't spoil if you know anything. I'm not trying to spoil, but from what I heard, it's different from Predator movies you've seen before. But if
Maybe
you
I'll
like
like it
seeing the
more.
Predator kill things, it's a good watch. Is from what I heard. Somebody I know you don't like this term, but I heard somebody talking about it and they said I don't think it's even like this, but somebody said it's a good turn your brain off movie, and I know you hate that term,
I don't hate that
but
term. I just those movies, like they have their place. They're just not my favorite type of movies. There's
yeah,
certain movies I like that are
but
like that, like guilty
so
pleasure
but yeah, I
movies,
saw
like Pitch Perfect.
yeah, I know you love
Fantastic.
that
I
one.
love Pitch Perfect.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, I saw that. I saw Now You See Me Now You Don't's budget was like 90 million, 80 million, something like that, and they already
that's not
made
bad.
like 23, have projected 23 for this weekend. So
Nice.
hopefully they make that back. To be honest, I don't know the mathematics of like what you're probably gonna end with
I
based on your
I
opening.
hope this does really well. And then they're like, let's do it
Yeah,
more. Also, I will say this felt like you were talking about. It felt the first scene felt like they might not be into it, but then it was fine by later on. And I
yeah,
agree. But the rest of the movie, I was like, no, like as people just kept coming back in or whatever, and they kept doing it, I was like, I don't know. I was kind of thinking like, I hope they like this. Like, why would else would they agree to this? Like, unless that they really enjoy these movies, because these are just fun
yeah,
movies. They like the characters or whatever. Like, I hope that this is something they like and they care about to where they want to do a good job with them and keep doing them. Because like
yeah.
this for me could be like the legacy movies for these actors because I
Well,
really like these movies.
I think watching this last one, the two actors, returning actors that I really got the feeling like they like they love their characters, they love playing their characters, is Eisenberg
Mm-hmm.
and
Woody,
Harrelson.
yeah,
Yeah, like both those characters,
they like these
they
movies. You can tell
fully
they like these
yes, they
movies.
fully embody the character.
Yeah.
Like Frances hates Atlas. She hated
So
him.
does
She's like,
well
he
Levi.
sucks.
Levi, our other brother, didn't want to go with us because he hates a lot of actors apparently,
Well,
but
it's not even
he
the
hates
actor, it was the
just
character. She's like, he's such a jerk. And I'm like, he's so good in
he's
those.
so
I
good,
love his
so
character.
good. Oh,
It's so good.
mm, there was one that kind of reminds me. There was one scene where I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. When they're in the barn, they're hiding out or whatever, and they get Lula comes back with the other girl and everything, and they're like, okay, that's it. They have merit. We're trading the heart for him or whatever. I was like, would he make that? Like, I couldn't tell if he was trying to push to see what the new kids would do, like if he was bluffing or if he was just ready to be like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I give up because he was the one who was like first one to, like he was the one who's like, I wanted to keep going and they didn't want to do it or whatever. Like he's the one who want doesn't like he's like, let's go get Dylan, let's go do whatever. Like so with Eisenberg being the one like, nope, I quit. We just let's just take the easy way out. Like someone else can deal with it or whatever. I want my friend back. Well, I understand him being protective because I think that like Atlas is one of those characters who talks a big game. He's big on ego or whatever. But he actually
yeah,
really cares about his team,
yeah.
for sure. So I don't. That felt a little bit weird slash out of character for me a little bit, unless he was bluffing slash kind of baiting them into seeing what they would do. Everything. I don't know. Hard to tell right now though. But I hope this movie does really well. I hope that we get more, and I hope that they like doing it because I think of the four, although Isla Fisher I think really did really good too. Dave Franco, I
I don't
couldn't
think she just.
tell.
I just don't think they gave Dave Franco or Isla Fisher much. They didn't give Harrelson much to do either, but I feel
But you
like
could tell he was
his
there, like he liked
personality,
it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, his
he wanted
personality
to be
shone
there.
through. The other two, they weren't given much, and their characters I feel like are so basic.
They are. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like the thing is, like Eisenberg as an act, like this is the perfect character for him,
Yeah,
and he
such a
just
distinct
perfectly embodies it.
actor.
And the same with Harrelson. I would say that, like, in my opinion, the two best Harrelson actors or characters are this and
Roles.
Zombieland. Like, they're a little bit different, but like that,
Eccentric, very
yeah.
eccentric.
But they're also like just kind of they're letting him just kind of be him and cut loose a little bit, and I like that a lot. Yeah. Well, I hope it does good. But okay. So any other final thoughts on Now You See Me, Now You Don't?
No, you kind of blew my mind with that reveal.
Yeah, the whole thing's a magic trick.
I really hope that they keep Dylan in as a core part of the fourth one. Um, I think I'll be honest, I didn't feel anything when Thaddeus died. I don't know if you
I didn't
have any
either.
take on that.
I didn't either. I mean, I was like, oh,
I was
yeah,
like, oh
whatever.
no.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
wasn't. Yeah,
you just said you love spending time with your grandkids, and 5 minutes later
yeah,
you're dead.
yeah.
But
I did wonder if they were gonna if the elevator was gonna be him at the end and be like, surprise, I'm actually fine. I was gonna be like, oh, come on.
yeah, I knew he was dead when he said to her in the interrogation room, like, you killed Thaddeus Bradley, and she's like, yeah, it's unfortunate. I was like, okay, so even they found the body and they think he's dead.
Okay.
So yeah.
Alrighty.
I don't know if I don't know how much more time you want to do, or if you just want to do like a quick thing of phase one, or if you just
Oh
want to
yeah,
stop.
we can wrap up with phase one. We're about at the same time we were the last episode, so we'll be good.
Okay.
Maybe like at some point I want to talk about like TV shows because I know we both watched Alien Earth and that might have been the only thing you saw. There's a handful of TV shows, but maybe not. Well, I don't know how much TV shows you've seen this year. I've only seen like a handful, but I don't think you've seen most of them. But we can at least get into like Alien Earth next time or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Talking about Predator. Maybe I'll see Predator before then or something. I don't know. I'm glad that this is the first time I've been to the movies in like probably 2 or 3 months, which is weird for me. There just hasn't been much coming out.
I think I was thinking about this going to Now You See Me. Last one I saw was Weapons.
Yeah, I think mine was even before Weapons. I haven't seen anything since like Fantastic Four probably. Like there just hasn't been anything, and so this is the first time. Like during that stretch of like the early year to like Superman or Fantastic Four, like a lot of those trailers were like the same stuff. Like, and I had been seeing those trailers over and over again when I'd go, because I usually get there a little bit early. And the trailers don't start until like the movie time is supposed to start.
You get there early?
I usually get to the movies early, yeah.
I get there late.
Yeah.
I always show in right before the movie starts.
Nah, I usually get there early. But there was a lot of new trailers. Like I had not seen that. I've been trying to stay away from the Wicked for Good trailers. So this is the first time I saw that one.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Very excited for this movie. Got my tickets today, I think. So gonna go see that Thursday night. But yeah, I'm looking.
I think it
forward
was
to
just a packed summer, and it was a high, and since then it's just been like, what's really coming out worth seeing.
Is Now You See Me 3? Is that in your top 5? You think for the year?
It's better than The Amateur. I don't remember who else I had at 5. I know it was Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Superman, Weapons.
So it's not as good as Weapons.
I think I enjoyed it more than Weapons.
Okay.
Weapons is probably a better movie, but I enjoy it more than Weapons.
I think it's a little like I don't know, I find it interesting that you saw Weapons. It just doesn't seem like a you movie.
Well, I think it was just the hype around it. And like, you know how like Jordan Peele fired his staff because they couldn't secure this movie for him. I'm like, dang, like what it
I think
the trailers made it look cool.
HBO now or something. So it's something I want to watch before it goes off. Same with Sinners.
Oh, you didn't watch Weapons?
No. I didn't see Weapons. I
Oh,
haven't seen Sinners. I missed a lot of movies this year,
oh,
honestly.
that's another movie I forgot about was Sinners. But Sinners is good. I think it's overrated. I guess I'm racist for that, but
I mean, it's got Haley
it's a good
Steinfeld.
movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
I'm not a Steinfeld guy,
Oof.
but anyway, I would put it at like 5. I'll put Nice to Me at 5 or
Okay.
4.
I have a feeling
they
it's
can
gonna
they
be
can
in my
fight it.
top 5. Although,
It'll be at 4.
man, because obviously the top 3 were obviously nerds. Top 3 are superheroes, probably locked in for the year.
You can tell.
For Good can knock out Thunderbolts from the top 3 if it's good enough. Honestly, For Good might be able to knock out Superman for me out of the top 3, or well, out of the top. It's either if it's good enough, it could be 2 or 3. It's not going to beat Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Is it going to beat Jurassic World, I mean?
And that's about all the time we have today. No, yeah, no, that movie's terrible. I hate that movie so much. It makes me so infuriated by how much people.
I'm glad we both
like
had
them.
the same opinion of this movie.
Of Now
I
You See
really
Me?
am glad that we.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page. We both liked those movies growing up. Like they were both
Yeah,
important movies to us growing up. So that's.
I did not think you would like. I thought we'd feel the same
on the way
but both lower.
on the way home last night. I was like, man, what if he really likes it? And I was like, what if he really hated it? I'm like, I don't know which one would be worse because I'm like,
Yeah.
I liked it, but I have it like it has weaknesses.
You know the picture.
Big
You know the
weaknesses.
picture of like the meme of like the horse. It's like what show or what movie series is described, and like the first picture of the back of the horse is, and then progressively it gets to a stick figure. That's kind of how I view this, where it's like, great, good, okay, like that's just how it is.
But I would rewatch and enjoy any of these 3 movies.
Yeah.
Like I love the first one. I really really like the second one, and I would say I really enjoy this one. So like they're each one's just like a slight step down. This was probably like a full step down, but like it's still really good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we wanted to briefly talk about phase 1 before we leave. I think I said last time that phase 1 is not that good, and then we looked into it. I looked into it while we were gone, and I take that back. There's like one legitimately bad movie in phase 1.
And I think I have to really look at the breakdown of the phases to really rank them, but I guess just in the general grand scheme of things, as you said, we'll just look at phase 1. We'll do a ranking, whatever, some other day. But yeah, like you said, 1 legitimately, and depends how you want to describe that. Like bad. Like I don't think Iron Man 2 is bad. You know what Iron Man 2 is? I don't know if you
Iron
said
Man 2
this
is bad. I
or
rewatched
heard
it
somewhere.
recently. It's bad.
It's an FX movie.
I don't know what that means.
It's one of those movies that when you didn't have on demand and you turn on the TV and you go to FX, there'd be some kind of PG-13 movie on.
A lot of those movies are way better than Iron Man 2.
No, I think that's an FX movie for me. That's okay, there's a I haven't seen that movie before. Let me put it on, and you're like, okay, this is kind of like it's action, it's sci-fi, something to pass the time.
I think we could rank these. There's only 6 movies. I think we could rank them pretty quick.
But
we're gonna have to agree.
I was talking about ranking the phases.
You talking about ranking the phases or ranking phase 1 movies?
Well, I think tonight we can do ranking the phases, not phases, phase
the
1
movies. Yeah.
But like I'm saying, once I look through them all, and you look through them all, we could on a different episode rank the phases actually.
Okay.
But phase 1, I think. Yeah.
So we got to come to an agreement for each spot. It's not gonna be like each of ours. We're gonna
do?
These are this is gonna be the official Mask and Cowl ranking of phase 1.
So I don't think we're gonna have huge disagreements.
Yeah, so we're gonna butt heads a little bit, but we're gonna make it quick because I'd say we got like
1 is Iron Man. 1 is Iron Man.
Hang on. We're gonna start at the bottom. We're gonna start at the worst. Right.
Okay.
We're
It's Iron Man
because
2.
it's gonna get harder
Iron
as
Man
we
2.
go up. Yeah, Iron Man 2 is
Iron
number
Man
6. Number 5, Incredible Hulk.
See this.
I don't think this is close. I think that there's like a clear step after number 5.
I think this one's
4.
close, and I think You know, it's crazy that there's a 3-year gap between the Incredible Hulk and Thor, and in today's day of MCU, they would come out like 6 months apart.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's crazy. Um, no, there's so much. I'll put Incredible Hulk next. I'll allow it,
and then you want Thor.
but you're gonna have to allow me. Yeah, Thor's gotta be the next after
That's fine.
that.
I will say, I think like I have apparently some of the hottest, not the hottest, but some of the hottest takes when it comes to the Thor movies.
You like him in the release order, don't you?
No, almost,
Okay.
but no. Like I really did not like Thor 1 for a long time.
I think a lot
I
of people didn't.
rewatched it relatively recently, within the past year or two, and I was surprised by how much I really like the first half. When it's about the Asgardian stuff and it's really all fantastical or whatever, it's really strong. I think like it really leans into that. It's really
Yeah.
good. As
But
soon
when
as he
it's about
comes to
him and
Earth,
Jane,
yeah, as soon as he comes to Earth, that movie nosedives like crazy.
I think I think the stuff I love the coffee scene where he's like another and says it. Besides that, yeah, the Earth stuff is I'm
Yeah.
kind of like okay,
So
get me back to
like
Asgard.
half of that movie is great, half of that movie is garbage in my opinion.
I
So
think
yeah, I have no problem putting it
Tom
there.
Hiddleston Loki carries the parts
Oh yeah,
without
he's by
Thor,
far the
obviously.
best. I think he's the best character in the movie. Like Tom Hiddleston Loki is consistently good
He's a
throughout
top
the.
5 character in MCU.
Oh
Top
yeah,
5
at
character in
least
MCU.
yeah. So yeah, we'll do Thor at 4.
Incredible Hulk.
So then we
I'll
okay yep.
let me say Incredible Hulk. I think is probably the most under that one and Iron Man 3 are the two most underrated MCU movies I think out there.
You,
They
you know
there's
what?
3 movies that are consistently said to be bad. Iron Man 3, Incredible Hulk, and Eternals. All 3 of those movies are good movies. Incredible. I think there are different reasons they're hated on. Iron Man 3 was different than what had been seen, and it changed a lot of what was coming from the comics, and people got mad. The Incredible Hulk was so long ago, nobody's rewatched it, and they assume, oh, they changed the actor, it must have sucked. That movie sucks. Eternals is this is not the usual MCU formula. We don't like this. Despite that, though, they're all 3 good
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. I like Eternals. I would say probably significantly better than those other two. But yeah, no, I agree 100%, 100% with that take. In fact, honestly, like after talking about Thor, or whatever, and like I like the first half of Thor better than Incredible Hulk, but the second half I think it way worse. So like honestly, I was kind of thinking more about Thor, but like even thinking about Incredible Hulk, like I think Incredible Hulk is kind of consistent the whole way through. It's consistently fine.
Yeah.
So like I'm fine with putting if you want to actually move Thor down to 5, and if you want Incredible Hulk at 4, that's fine.
I'm cool. I think the reason why I was thinking this through is I think the scene of Hulk versus Abomination in the city is so good, but at the same time, like I wasn't gonna put it over Thor because of one scene, and I think I was giving Thor the edge because obviously Hemsworth Thor is great, but and I think Edward Norton as Hulk and Bruce Banner was great as well, but I think Loki just
Yeah,
the
Loki's the best thing in
dynamic
both movies.
the
Yeah.
dynamic with Thor and Loki, the bridge, him putting it on
Well,
his
I'll
chest,
also
whatever.
say like the dynamic between Thor and Loki, hot. Well, this shouldn't be a hot take, but that's why I like 2 might be my favorite Thor movie.
Two?
Yeah, I like 2 a lot. That's the MCU hot take that like I've had for years or whatever. Like I don't think that it's like a top 10 MCU movie or anything, but I think that it's like it's between 2 and Ragnarok for which one's the best. But Ragnarok
It's
is such a huge tone shift.
it's got a lot of the two has a lot of good things
Like
going for it. It does.
the dynamic between Loki and Thor, and like Loki and the family and everything like that is so good in 2. Like
It is.
that's the first time Loki gets any
The
character development, and it's so
the
good.
villain is just so bad.
Yeah, he's bad, but like when you
And the
got
human
that,
stuff.
the human stuff is better in 2 than it is in 1.
Again though, as you said, the Asgardian stuff is on point
Yeah,
for
it's
both
really good.
of the
Yeah.
first 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So okay,
But
so we'll do
I would put
Iron Man 2 at the bottom, and
mhm,
then we'll do Thor.
Hulk. We'll do Hulk.
Okay, all right, I'm fine with it. Oh yeah, because of the Loki swing. Yep. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll do Hulk, and then Thor. And again,
hmm
we're both in agreement. The only bad movie here is Iron Man 2.
And even that
Have
is
you watched
delicious
it
garbage.
recently? I don't. I
I
think I could go
did. I
another
did.
10 to 12 years without watching that movie at this point.
So I think last time I watched it was about. I tried to rewatch all MCU movies, and I only got up to Black Panther, I think. Um, but that was about a year to 2 years ago, and I watched Iron Man 2, and I'm like, yeah, it's not great. It's got a lot of problems, but you know what? It's delicious garbage. I probably won't rewatch it for a while, but there are some. It's a fun movie.
Gotcha.
A lot of problems.
I think the top three is what we're gonna fight about though.
So
And I have rewatched all three of the. Actually, I have not
I need
rewatched
to
Iron Man 1 in a while.
I may
I need
need
to
to
rewatch that one.
rewatch. I may need to rewatch Avengers
I
for my take.
I rewatched that not too long ago. It holds up really well.
So, so what is your three nomination?
Man, in my opinion, the number three should be Iron Man.
What's your two? No,
Cap.
wait, don't say it.
Oh
My three. Okay. My three would be Avengers.
man, I think we got some.
I think Iron Man is one of the best MCU movies
I need to
of
rewatch
any of
it.
them.
I definitely need to rewatch it. I've
Um,
rewatched 2 and 3 recently and didn't do the first one because I know I like the
I
first one.
think it's. I think especially after all that you saw the rest of the MCU, Iron Man 1 becomes better. Because when we first watched it, it was like, oh, that was a cool movie. And now when you watch them all and you go back and rewatch, you're like, wow, there's a lot of good in here. The villain is a little weak,
Yeah, but honestly, he
but
probably is better than Red Skull, to be honest. Um,
but here's the thing though, I love the way they were able to. I love the first Avenger. I think it's
yeah, First
very
Avenger's
underrated as
great.
well.
All
I don't
it's
think people
crazy.
disrespect it.
Yeah,
I just think they don't acknowledge it.
yeah. I don't think people think about it in the way that it should be thought of, which I guess would be disrespect. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I guess. So that's what, and Avengers for me is good. It is. It is good.
I think that. Wait, do you think Avengers 1 is better or worse than Age of Ultron?
I would
I do not think
say
it's close.
I would say it's better. I need to rewatch it. I would say it's better, but I think Age of Ultron is overhated as well.
It's probably overhated, but I think that Age of Ultron is the weakest by like a good solid step
Well,
down
that's
of
not
any of the
that's
Avengers
that's a
movies.
tough bar. I mean, those are some of the best MCU movies.
Man, I think that Age of Ultron is the only of the 4 Avengers movies that would be like in the middle of the MCU somewhere. Like I think all 3 other ones would be in the top 15, maybe
I
top
don't, I think
10.
you need to rewatch Age of Ultron.
I did. I rewatched it like within the past 2 years.
Oh, hmm.
I think
Well,
it has like
okay.
one of the best, if not the best, opening scenes. But outside of that, like I don't know, I think it kind of
So you have Cap at 2, and you have
again
Iron Man at 3.
on rewatch. Maybe I'd like Iron Man better. And even thinking about it, I would be fine with again because I want us to like agree on like one or whatever, and I don't want to steamroll this or whatever. So the problem is you have Avengers at 3, and I'm gonna have Avengers at 1. I think Avengers is
Yeah,
really strong. I think that's where the difficulty is going to be. Because I'm fine with
and it's
saying that
if
Iron
we
Man 1
had
is
like
probably better than Cap 1. As long
and
they're
if we
both
had a
great.
consistent 2, we do have a consistent 2, but I think we both agree that 2 should not be at 1. We both have Cap at 2, but we both agree Cap is not better
Well,
than our.
I don't know. Again, I would say I might even put Cap at 3 to put Iron Man at 1 because or at 2.
I could agree with Cap at 3.
Okay, we can agree Cap at 3 because I do think probably, especially after rewatch, which I haven't done, but I think after rewatch and remembering what's all in Iron Man, because even just thinking back to it, I think what's holding Cap up so high for me right now is the fact that I have rewatched it. And I know it's so good, but Iron Man 1, I haven't rewatched it in so long, but I immediately remember things now that I do remember. Like I know it's at least just as strong. So I'm a First Avenger defender, but I have a feeling Iron Man 1 is actually better. I just don't remember much about it. So it's
This
just
is this is one of
it's Avengers or Iron Man 1. And Iron Man 1 started it all, didn't it?
it did.
I don't really think that has to factor in though, but man, but yeah, I mean honestly, okay. So
It's so
based off
tough.
of like our averages or whatever, because you said Avengers would be at 3 for you. So and
Yeah.
I would say Iron Man would be at 2, and Avengers would be at 1. So just based off the averages of it or whatever, Iron Man is or Avengers is going to be lower. So like just to be fair, it would be Avengers at 2 and then Iron Man at 1. Just because
I'm just
you're
trying to
lower on
think.
Avengers than I am on Iron Man.
I'm trying to think of of something. You know how like with Thor and Hulk, I let Loki
Loki.
differentiate for me. I'm trying to think of like what can I point to as like not just one character, but like a substance within Avengers. Like the whole like relationship with Thor and Loki is what I feel like put it over for me. But for Avengers, what is like a certain aspect of it that would put it over the beginning, the absolute character development you see from, you know, Tony Stark? Like, what is it in Avengers 1 that I could point to and be like that?
Uh, for me, there's a lot of things
Because
that are good in Avengers. Like the relationship between Cap and uh,
Tony
Tony, like that development in Avengers is super good. The
and
relationship
even Tony and Bruce.
Tony and Bruce, of course, Clint and Nat's relationship is good. Um, but also, speaking of Loki, this is the first time that
He's a big
like
bad.
I mean he's the big bad in Thor, but he kind of he hires out like that robot thing to do it. Like Loki's kind of barely the big bad in it. He's just kind of scheming in the background. This is the first time where we see him actively being the bad guy, and he's also a hired gun by Thanos or whatever. And like I'd say the weak point of Avengers, which also ends up being the weak point of a lot of like superhero team movies for me. I don't really care super much about like the whole alien invasion thing. So the whole
Yeah.
those guys coming down and whatever. But man, you got the wormhole with Tony, and that opens up uh, for Iron Man 3. Like the best aspect of Iron Man 3 is like his whole. But besides the Christmas vibe, I really like the Christmas vibe of Iron Man 3. But I
Is
also
that 2 or 3?
that's 3.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that. There's a lot of good stuff in 3. Um, man, like
That is
Coulson,
tough.
Like the Coulson versus Loki stuff in Avengers, is so good.
That's what it
It's like I don't even know
does.
what this thing does,
And especially if you, well, it kind of hurts it if you watch Agents of Shield,
which I don't.
because you're like, oh, he's not dead.
But isn't he?
It's the best MCU show ever.
Isn't he dead?
Anyway,
Isn't it like a clone or a robot or something?
no, later on it is. He does die. He is dead, but not from Loki.
So the Coulson we see in Agents of Shield at the beginning of Agents of Shield is the same Coulson.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, I need to watch that show apparently, but also not really.
it is. It is so good. Anyway,
All right,
I'll. I
I'm
I'd be willing to
fine
go either way.
because but you like Iron Man 1 more than Avengers.
I think it's a better movie, and Avengers is good. I just feel like there's less substance than Iron Man 1. That's why I put it there. I think
Maybe
it's fun.
I will accept at least for now. Maybe our opinions will change later, but I'll accept for now if you want to put Avengers at 2 and Iron Man at 1 because
I'll take that.
because
So,
you're higher on Iron Man 1 than I but it's also hard for me to do that because like I said I haven't watched it in so long. So I do need to
yeah.
rewatch Iron Man 1. But first I got to get back
So we
to
got
watching Stranger Things downstairs.
yeah.
So,
So we got Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor,
mhm.
Captain America,
Yep. The Avengers and
Avengers,
then Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Subject to swapping on those last two possibly in the future.
Those are some great movies.
Yep.
Dang, I need to go back and rewatch the Avengers now, I guess. Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
So good. So good. Like that all that
Yeah.
movie's also like like the scenes, like the cinematography and everything is pretty dark. Like random times, like the beginning scene where or not, it's not the beginning, but it's near the beginning where Nat is going to get Hulk. Like I remember that it's just like a dark scene, and then when they're fighting in the dark forest or whatever, like the vibes of that movie are great.
Yeah.
All right. Um, well, we're almost 2 hours, so we need to wrap it up here. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
so
done, I think.
so Now You See Me Two is we got 7.5 between the two of us. Phase one
Yeah.
has been talked about and somewhat ranked. We'll hold that for now. And that good. You got any other final notes?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well,
No.
this has been Mask and Cal. That's been. I'm Justin, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.